This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Influenza, or the flu, is a viral infection affecting the respiratory system. Pneumonia is a serious complication of influenza. A new study examined whether getting a flu shot can help reduce hospitalizations due to influenza pneumonia.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
For many people, getting a flu shot is an annual tradition.
What happened, Pumpkin? I know. That's it.
Pneumonia is one of the most serious complications of influenza.
Pneumonia means an infection in your lungs, deep down in your lungs,
Often requiring hospitalization.
The most effective way to prevent some of the influenza infections is vaccination.
Doctors Carlos Grijalba and Catherine Edwards from Vanderbilt University Medical Center and co-authors evaluated more than 2,700 patients over 3 consecutive flu seasons. All patients were admitted to the hospital from the emergency department at 4 sites around the U.S.
Everyone had pneumonia, but one group had flu and one group did not.
About 6% of those patients had pneumonias due to influenza.
Next, the researchers determined how many patients with pneumonia had been vaccinated against influenza.
The people that had received vaccine had 57% less chance of getting hospitalized with flu pneumonia than those patients that were not vaccinated.
The effectiveness of the vaccines seemed to be a little lower for older subjects and for patients with underlying immunosuppressive conditions.
The vaccine seemed to work very well in young children, in individuals less than 65.
The study's results provide one more reason to get a flu shot this fall.
She's all done.
All done. It hurt a little.
A little.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Thank you, Catherine. The study was sponsored by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Well, it's not clear at this point if the driver of one of the cars at a crash that occurred on Saturday night has been arrested for DUI causing an accident. Fire Chief Scott Lewis gives us an update on the collision.
Last evening, our dispatch report of an injury accident occurring at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Highway 372. Upon arrival, we in fact found that collision. Both vehicles had gone off to the side of the road. There was significant damage incurred to both. It was a T-bone type collision. As we did the scene assessment, we determined there was no additional scene hazards. However, the crews determined that at least one of the occupants of the car was entrapped in the vehicle and required the extrication. We also placed Mercier on standby due to mechanism and the requirement for extrication.
Was that person physically and mechanically entrapped?
Same thing, yeah. In this case, they were mechanically entrapped, and they were also unable to egress on their own through another means, like crawling out or anything along those lines.
There was pretty major damage to that door. I know that they had some issues with trying to get it open.
Yeah, they were working, as you know, we had a lot of flooding, and so they were working in very deep mud and water that had accumulated in the area where the vehicle came to rest. So with the heavy extrication tools, it was very difficult for them to maneuver and do it in a safe fashion. So therefore, we used makeshift aids, we removed some T-tops, and we created a safe mechanism for us to safely bring that patient out.
A total of 3 were transported, right?
We did. We transported one by Mercier, in which the crew physically drove that patient to Base 21, and they were airlifted to trauma, and then 2 were transported locally to Desert View Hospital.
They were doing field sobriety tests at the time of the accident. Do you know if that person was subsequently arrested?
I don't know if that person was arrested, but I also observed the field sobriety test underway. But I don't know what the outcome was.
Former Los Angeles Laker and Clippers forward Lamar Odom is reportedly showing signs of improvement at Sunrise Hospital in Las Vegas. He was reportedly in a coma since Tuesday when he was found unconscious at Dennis Hoff's Love Ranch in Crystal. Odom was taken off a ventilator and is now breathing on his own and verbally responding to doctors, according to reports. The report cautioned, however, that Odom was still in serious condition with some organs not responding to treatment. Odom reportedly had been using cocaine cocaine and sexual performance enhancer drugs. He was unconscious but breathing. He had blood coming from his nose and his mouth, along with a white substance, according to reports. News 46 will return in just a moment.